lighter note, unsay mga hobbies nimo or
Hobbies. Wa mo ko'y hobby kay bay? Like
hobbies
I just read, man.
or
I just
new
read.
ventures? You
No,
mentioned
well,
Yeah.
you know, I'm trying to move into more seriously now more formally now into this whole podcasting thing, this whole new media
Yeah.
now. So I'll just watch out because I'll be announcing it on my socials.
Okay.
These new ideas, new ventures that I have that will hopefully create an impact in Cebu society. Not because I want to be popular, but I want to be able to be part of the narrative so that we can make things a little bit better. Because I think ultimately, I think my purpose in this life is really to minimize suffering. I think ultimately, I want to be able to minimize suffering. I want to be able to make people happy. I want to be able to, hopefully, my life matters. You know what I mean? So it doesn't have to be for a particular figure. It's just nga, ang akong purpose sa kinabuhi is just to try to minimize the suffering of others and as many people as I can. Moro na akong gibuhat. So I think that's why I want to do these things, this podcast, these conversations, these things that I do. It's always got that in mind, kanang my opportunity to make things a little bit better.
Yeah, you mentioned suffering. I think ideally, personally, we embrace or find meaning in suffering as opposed to escaping suffering. Kay kailan man gihapon ta mo atubang.
Yeah, correct. But the word that I use is minimizing suffering.
Yeah. So
Dili yun mo. I don't want to take that away from you. You know what I mean?
yeah, of course.
Because you know, like for example, kanang bitong maglakaw. You kanang di ba mo mudunggo ang atong mga jeepney sa ganghaan sa atong mga balay. Supposedly you're supposed to stop at a bus stop, right? Pero mudunggo mo hunong gid subang sa balay. You're taking away the opportunity of the individual to exercise, to walk. So you know what I mean? So people look at it like kapuyog lakaw pero exercise man ng lakaw good. You know what I mean? So I think that's what I mean ba nga. You minimize the suffering but not too much that they're not able to.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
Of course, kailan man minimize pod. Sad na unnecessary hago.
Nga napo ka kilometro yung lakon. Pero nanay usa kilometro lakon na Ano bitaw?
Yeah. Agree. Di man said practical, di ba? As I said, I mentioned pragmatism. So balance jud siya. Anyway, lighter stuff. Favorite food or any
Favorite food? By
kana mga
akong paboritong pagkaon gid ba is
gaan sa
is my dad's pochero and my mom's inununan. Every time I go home, visit them because my mom and my dad are relatively old na. So lutuan gyapon ko nila bay. Inununan, chorizo kanang chorizo bitong kanang naipanit.
So mao jud na imong
inununan,
favorite.
chorizo ug pochero. Nya human piksa gamay ginabot diha, wala na bay. So kuyawan ako mato sa balay kay lutuan jud ko pirmi nila. So manambok ko anida. So wala akong paboritong pagkaon bay inununan.
You mentioned running. How often do you run?
I try to run every day. But kasi baka nang tuyok lang ba? 3 kilometers, 5 kilometers.
Sa
village lang. So I don't really I just run to not die, man. Like to live a little bit longer.
But you monitor your pace, heart rate?
No. Wala ba yun? Na-inspire ko rin ni Carlos Yulo. I also do a little push-pull-ups now. Basta mag-gymnast siguro ko ba? Mag-gymnast na ko siguro. I don't know if it's too late for me to become a gold medalist in the Olympics. Pero nag-pull-up na ko ba? Ay nagbutang ko kaning pull-up bar sa balay. Kaabot na kong 20 ka pull-ups. So basig ma-gymnast ba ko.
Okay. What about personal life or love life?
No, I'm my love life is always pretty complicated, but you know, I'm
dating around or not stable karon?
It's pretty stable right now.
Or,
so
it's tagbatanon wala. Basig kina Leonardo DiCaprio. Di ba under 25?
Yeah. It's all right, man. I'm good at that department. I think kanang department that really, you know, relationships and all that stuff. It allows you if your relationships are less chaotic, it allows you to do the good work bitaw. You know what I mean? Like, so I think I'm in that place in my life now. It's pretty simple ba. Kasi kung gubot imong kuan ba like
I think we need that stability.
Yeah.
Kaya usay katag ang relationships. It adds to you feeling drained, di ba? If let's say you don't get along with the people at home or napay mga toxic behaviors. So
pero grit sa
so it adds stress ba. Plus relationships are complicated kay klase-klase bi ang tao lain-lain kinaiya. So wa ko'y sure like kasi nabot ba ta? Usay na adyo'y friction. Like let's say two strong personalities magbangga. Head on jud na. So lisod sa dealing with different types of people, especially family level.
Correct. Pero you mentioned ba earlier katong quotient o sa gito?
Adversity quotient.
Adversity quotient ba importante kana sabay especially with relationships, but you have to understand nga that's already a given. I mean like lain-lain bigong tao good. So even if especially if it's family, if it's personal ba, like naamagin na siya. So I think that's one of the things that I have honed ba kanang bitong kanang adversity bitaw kanang especially mga emotional problems bitaw kanang mga magaway-away na bitaw like
so di na ka ma-drowned out.
Dili ka I can still function ba. You know what I mean? Like you know that Taylor Swift song, I can do it with a broken heart. You know what I mean? So ano ba nga baskig na siya kibaw ka nga normal na siya ba. So padayon lang gyud mo you can still function effectively ba. I think that's important.
I think that's what we need to master na we're not under control sa atong emotions. Our emotions don't control us. We control our emotions. I think that's critical in staying mature, staying firm. Kaya usay kung drowned out tas atong emotions, we do something impulsive or foolish. If emotions rega decide ba, kailangan level-headed ta in a way na although emotions are good because it gives us that fire, it gives us that passion. But usay if overwhelming sad ang emotions, lisod if they dictate na what we do. Kay feelings can be tricky. Like example, suko kay ka, mao na we have those road rage issues. Tungod sa kalagot at the heat of the moment, they do something stupid. Naga ito'y balita recently, tungod sa kalagot niya, iyang gipusil lang tao. Priso, whole life. Kay tungod lang, init iyang or napindot iyang ego. Diba?
So, kung ba, dako kayong apart na ba, ang rest ba? Sleep.
Yeah.
Kanang maglagot ka, saputon ka, kanang bitang road rage, kuwang nagpahuway ba? I mean like, I don't want to be too simplistic about it ba, pero kung kuwang kag pahuway mong ba, imong emotions kanang dali ka madawit sayo na kay pagsulti nato nga kaning we control our emotions, pero kung kuwang kag atog ba sa puton mga good.
I think it's easy to say but hard to do. Sayon ra man kay mohatag advice pero sa actual if wakas condition or if you're going through a lot, wala kay proper outlet or as you say sleep or rest or lifestyle na proper, lisod siya. Okay, you're at a disadvantage also if wala kay mga things going
This
on.
interview could have taken in a totally different direction if I didn't take that nap, man. So that's why I had to take that nap because I was like, kapoy ko ba?
If wa kay tog ato sa dayon ta karon.
Wala na. Mosamot ka. Way padungan. So importante kay as Andrew Huberman would say,
I also watch Huberman.
Yeah, one of my favorite medical podcasts. Sleep is your superpower.
But
and I say that, but I only had like 4 hours to sleep today, so I have to follow Andrew Huberman's advice, man.
But yeah, I agree.
Ikaw ba, how many hours do you sleep?
Enough
ka?
I think some days
you clock in like the 8 hours.
Sometimes kuwang pero mamawi sa ko. May days na di kayo busy, di ako mamawi.
Okay.
From there are days I have to get up early then kana sacrifice. Depende jud. Pero weekends di ako mabawi.
O gatog, dili mo kuno mabawi ang gatog ba?
Yeah, naman jud tay sleep deficit niya. Accumulated na ikwenta nimo pila ka oras ang deficit throughout your life na kuwang kag tug.
Pero kuan society mo gud ba like rewards mo gud kanang di matug, you know what I mean? Rewards people who work so hard and more than the 8 hours. Grabe sa kay ba? I think that's already taking it too far. But I think there has to be like a balance. But I think you have to instill that with your people also and to yourself also nga mura man tag ma-rewarded good ba nga makita tag empleyado nga antud las 12 na pa diha.
Work-life balance. Okay, usay sobraan lagi ka career driven or sobraan sa pressure. Extreme na siya. So nasad na toll that it can take.
But you're actually more effective and a better worker if you have enough sleep, di ba?
Yeah, exactly. So you have to be strategic and selective. Like example usay di man necessary ang kanang naimuhagad ni tagay on a weekday. So you can decline some of those. So boils down to choices, personal choices.
Ako ba yung tagay ko tubangan na CNN og sa Fox News.
Diha jud ka malingaw. You mentioned US politics a lot. So
yeah.
It's, I guess that really gets you going.
Oh, it gets me going, man. I love this whole Trump character and this new Kamala Harris character. So I love. I've been a political junkie since the Bill Clinton years, since the '90s. So I've been following that.
Would you ever run for office or seek
that is actually a very exciting.
Enter politics.
That is actually a very exciting possibility, and it has crossed my mind many times. But I am with the mayor's office now of Cebu City. I'm helping him out in the best way that I can. But I'd rather be the person in the background. I'd rather be the person strategizing the next speech,
Who
the next
knows?
campaign.
Basin na ay turn of events. Who knows? You could be the person in front.
Yeah, man. Why not? Why not? Watch out! I will be running for Cebu City Marathon.
Diba? Usay di naman matag-an jud ang career path. Murag si Arnold Schwarzenegger, di ba? Actor, bodybuilder, actor, governor. So, who knows?
Yeah, grabe sa na story Arnold Schwarzenegger sa grabe sa na sa.
Lain-lain jug turns ba.
Maglisod gud na siya in English gud. Pag human na nahimong governor.
Yeah, di matag-an. Bisag ako, wa jud ko ka-imagine I would do a podcast, di ba?
Yeah, man, because you're very soft-spoken. Nabantayan ka nila, soft-spoken mo kini sa standan. When you talk about you're very soft-spoken and kaning mura ka ganing introverted ba?
Yeah. That's why
that's what I observed when I first did a podcast in Gorodo, dito sa Gorodo, in one of your rooms, right?
Yeah.
Kuan ni siya, kanimo
actually mas hilom pa ko ato na time kay I was really in my shell pa. Karon ragay ko mas vocal. Lately raman ko mas vocal ever since maybe the past 3 years, 4 years.
But you had all this pent-up energy, but kind of you write a lot of stuff. I remember you mentioned Sunstar Bacolod or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So gasuwat man ka, so murag...
I think I have a lot of internal thoughts that I'm unable to fully express. So sometimes I need that outlet. And I think this is a good outlet for me, considering I get to hear different insights from different people, different fields, different experiences. Like now, I learned something from you regarding your walk sa imong DJ, radio, media journey. So, and I asked you questions about hosting, about how you keep up. Let's say you're not in the mood. So, there's always something to learn from anyone. Bisan kinsa, security guard, janitor, tindera, farmer, whom I might have someday na I haven't had a chance to interview different fields pa.
Pero farmer masago ba? Farmer masago. I during the pandemic I planted cucumbers. Yeah. So I'm a kind of a farmer, but that was a fleeting.
But yeah, it's been interesting.
Yeah, man. Always interesting to talk to you, man.
Anyway,
congratulations on your podcast. I actually watch your podcast. Congratulations! I know you're getting a lot of views as well. I think this is on an uptick. So congratulations to you, Michael Goho, for your successful podcast. And I hope this will not be the last time that we'll talk. I hope we'll talk
of course, to
someday.
More future episodes.
Yeah.
Wala raman say limit with having guests again.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything you'd like to share or impart to whoever might be watching this? Maybe Cebuano community, but anyone actually, Filipino community. On life or whoever is struggling out there, maybe advice you can give, given your vast experience working and and making ends meet, of course, providing for your family.
I don't know, man. Like I actually have I don't have anything in mind to say right now, but I think at the end of the day, I think uh, it's really the struggle that makes this whole human experiment count, and the struggle to understand is where it's at, and I think it has to be a genuine struggle, a search for what's out there that makes life more meaningful. So I think, and I think that's also what keeps us alive. Ano bitong the childlike wonder of what's next. I think importante ka na sa nang curious you all the time, even later on in your life. Bakit problema sa ubang tao ba is mo give up na sila bitaw. You can see them, like getting fat. You can see them kaning di na manamit og tarong. Ano bitaw? You can see them nga they've given up. I think partly
wanay
ba.
drive.
So it's really partly a genuine effort to understand. That's where it's at, and I think you should not give up on your search. I think you should not give up on asking questions wherever you are in your life now. I think you always have to be curious, and I think that curiosity will hopefully lead you to a longer and hopefully a better life. I guess that's all I can say.
Okay, I think we covered on a lot again today. Thank you for
thank
your
you so much, man.
inputs, and I enjoyed the exchange. And more power to you on
Congratulations, Michael.
your future endeavors.
Thank you, man.
Thank you sa tanan.